everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, Marie. Dat girl Dre. Hey, Sugar Happy Cookie. Hi, Kayleen. Hi, everybody. Hi. Hey, Bree. Patty. Hi, Patty. Karen Ann's Kitchen. Good morning, Mel. Good morning. Hey, everybody. Hey, Lopes. This is a work in progress for my mini wedding cake collection. So again, mixed media and watercolor. Hey, Tracy. So kind of still, I'm putting on, originally I did fondant cherry blossoms, but they were too heavy, so I just painted up some wafer paper for the first time. And I'm going to do some wafer paper cherry blossoms. Hi, Jay. I saw I missed your call. Sorry. Hey, Londa. Hey, everybody. Let me flip you around. Hi, guys. I think the lighting level's a little low. And plus it looks like the, hey, everybody. Looks like the connection is kind of stanky. It is a great day. How's the connection over there? It's like stuttering and weird. Hey, Kimmy. Hey, everybody. Oh my goodness. Is the connect? It's fine there? Okay, good. It's just crappy here. Okay, if everybody can share, that would be great. I am going to talk about a few things business-wise today, but I also want, good morning, everybody. I'm also going to explain why I'm going to take a brief hiatus. So I asked everybody to give me some questions, and I got one question from Rose Bakes. But if any of you, good morning, Gina. This is kind of going to be a Q&A after I get done talking about a few things that happened this week. So, wow, I think this is the most people I've ever had in here. Thank you so much, everybody, and thank you for all the hearts. Since this is going to be my last scope for a month or so, should only be a month, I think. Heart it up. Do you want you to go? Oh, we don't want you to go. It could be anything. Anything, Jen. Well, no, Jen. Keep it clean. Yes, of course. You could still email me. Mel emails me when she has questions, and I love chatting with her. Hey, Wendy. No baby prostitute. No, wrong group. Who's Jimmy? Do I need to block him? Okay, I'm going to block him because I don't think he's... Okay. I blocked Jimmy so everybody can behave now. Good morning. Hi, everybody. Okay, so, wow, oh my gosh, over 100 people? Really? Yes, you are a prostitute. Yes, you are, and I love that about you. I'll only be gone a month, really. I'll be joining in your scopes. I just won't be doing the Wednesday scope for a little while. So here's why. I'll start with that. Okay. So you remember how I was really slow for the last few months? Yeah. Who are you? Wow. Wow. As you know, I really don't get many trolls. This is really weird. Weird, right? I know my location's not on, is it? It's a block party. They're not haters, they're just stalkers, trolls, whatever. I know, like they don't have anything better to do. Anyway, so the reason why, hey Sabrina, oh my God, 138 people. Ah! This is crazy. Okay, so I'm just going to talk real quick first about why I'm taking a hiatus. So, you know, the last few months were really slow, and I worked on my techniques and all of that, which you just saw in that cake. That's kind of a new thing. but I'm slammed now. And not only am I slammed for the next few weeks. Oh, really? Good. Not only am I slammed for the next few weeks, but as some of you know, I'm going to Boston for, oh my. Wow, they're out today. How did they all find me? Is that because so many people are in here? Total Meredith. Holy moly. So I'm slammed with work, and not to mention I am leaving the 12th to the 15th to Boston. I was going to say that, but you know. Are you sex? That's not even like a real question. Huh. What am I doing? Okay, you only have a minute. Okay, so I'm slammed. I'm traveling for 4 days, Valentine's Day weekend. And then I'm slammed as soon as I get home. I'm doing an big icing smiles cake and everything else. And then my daughter, we found out 2 weeks ago, needs to have foot and leg surgery. It seems she was born with these congenital defects that are showing up as hammer toes right now. So she will be home for a week and then wheelchairing it at school because she can't bear any weight for 12 weeks. Hey, Nicole. So needless to say, between doctor's appointments and beck and call, she will be in school, but then there's spring break. So yeah, she's going to have both done, but we're doing one at a time because it's a total of 16 weeks before she's out of her cast. Then she has to do rehab. Then she's going to England for 3 weeks in July, which is why we had to schedule this now. So that's why I'm taking some time off. All good reasons, but I will be back and I will be in your scopes. So, but again, you can email me. You can see all my scopes on catch.me/Bellas_desserts for those who are new. Well, I'm doing this business to be a stay-at-home mom, right? No, I'm not taking time off from cakes. I'm only, like for Valentine's Day when I'm going away, I am doing everything before, and then my husband will be here so they can pick up. But when I get back, because I don't get back till like midnight, Monday the 15th, which is why I'm missing Jay. Jay's on Cutthroat Kitchen on Valentine's Day night, on Food Network. Catch him. I can't wait. Unfortunately, that Sunday I'm going to be singing on stage. And then I don't get home till midnight on Monday, so I can't watch it till Tuesday. So yeah, I have, not a DVR. What's it called? It's just a recorder. So yeah, very cool. He, I think you filmed, if he's still here, he filmed in September, I think. Oh, yes. And Sunday night, it's going to be late, East Coast time. Saturday night. Again, I'm doing 3 gigs. Friday in Boston, Saturday in Newport, Rhode Island, and then Friday back in Boston. So Saturday night in Newport, I have a friend who I'm staying with, and he's going to scope my 4 songs, I think. I'm not an overachiever. I keep it to a minimum. So, yeah, so you'll all get to see me sing on stage if you want to tune in. It's going to be late. It'll probably be 11-ish. But I know it's giggly. I'm so excited. You're in Providence? Lopes, you should go. PM me. You know what? Look, Lopes, look on my business page, Bella's Desserts. And there's postings there. Bye, Jay. Love you. I'll talk to you later. Well, I used to sing in when I was much younger, when I was going through school, and I started joining the band again on their reunion gigs. So Bim Scala Bim is their name. And Lopes, if you go to my business page, you'll see listings and the bar that it's at in Newport. Come and introduce yourself. Oh my gosh. Anybody in that area, come. It'll be great. I'm really looking forward to it. So absolutely, please. It's ska music. So it's good time, fun, rockin' music, big band with horns and all kinds of instruments. It's going to be a really fun time. So I'm really looking forward to seeing my old friends, and hopefully someday I'll be moving back to Boston. So yes, I'm very excited. So overachiever, I'm having fun. My daughter's surgery isn't until March 4th. So I just got to get everything together before them. Scum? Oh, ska. S-K-A. Londa. It's ska music. Ska, yes. Thank you. For those of you that don't know what ska is, it's rock and reggae. It started in Jamaica, but the kind we play is a two-tone, which was from England, which was the Bad Manners and English Beat, and those guys big in the early 80s. Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, if you've heard of them. Dickie Barrett, who's now the host on Jimmy Kimmel. We used to play with them. Knew them. Bad Brains, yes. Very cool. So, Bim Skulla Bim, that's the name. Okay, so I lost people now. I guess y'all want to tune in and see why. Bob Marley was reggae. Bob Marley is reggae. Ska is a different ball game. Look up, well, you can look up Bim Skulla Bim. I think some of my songs are up on YouTube with them. But you could look up Bad Manners, English Beat, The Selector. Those were all English bands. What's MXPX? I don't know who they are. Mighty Mighty Boss Tones is another one. They're ska, and actually they do what my band does, and they do like annual reunion sort of thing. Oh, Lopes, then you got to totally come since you know about it. So yeah, I'm really excited about it. Got my Doc Martens. I got my outfits picked out. Okay, Londa, thank you. Thanks for tuning in. All right. Oh, I'll miss you too, but I'll be back in a month. No, Doc Martens. Floral Docs. Oh, Floral Docs. No, they are copper metallic. Anyway. Okay, so back to business. Who will be playing at the Trocadero that same day? Oh, the Trocadero. Oh, in Philly. Philly, right? Yes. Cool. Oh, thanks. I think I'm pretty cool. I used to be pretty cool. Oh, cool. That's great. Wait, okay, never mind. Hope your son's okay. So I'm going to get to business. I'm going to touch upon a couple things, and then if you have questions, I'll jot them down. There were a couple things. Well, the first one, Rose Bakes actually asked a question that I want to answer. She's going to watch on replay. And that was how to price your skill level. And I know, that's all part of your pricing thing. And how do you figure out how much you're worth per hour? Okay. So what's minimum wage? Minimum wage is different everywhere you go. I would say if you're just starting out, meaning you're still learning, your cake's still compared to some other people, and I'm not talking about, don't compare your cakes to, if you're just starting, don't compare your cakes to Liz Merrick, Cara Bustos, don't, because you're not even there. But if you can look at your cake and compare it to other people who are only 1 or 2 years in, I would start paying yourself minimum wage. Again, this is worked into your this is how part of figuring out your pricing. If you are, for instance, me, I've been doing this 13 years, but I kind of feel like I really didn't start up in my game until the last 2 years. So Jay, and I never paid myself before I met with Jay anyway. And Jay had me start paying myself $12 an hour. And I'm about to up it to $15 an hour because how hard I've worked in this last year to up my game with my techniques and everything else. So then my prices will go up. Obviously. So I am going to start paying myself $15 an hour. If you are on the level of a Jay Qualls or Liz Merrick, again, what if you're better than someone who's been doing it for 5 years? But that doesn't matter. And that's what I was trying to say. There's a lot of people who say, this is my first cake. And I'm like, what? Like, obviously, if that's your case, you are an artist. Because if you're a fine artist or you've worked in the arts or whatever, and you're taking that, like Liz Merrick was a graphic designer. Yes, it's about the skill level. It's not about the number of years you've been in business. It is about your skill level. But I'm saying if you're kind of the average person and you're just starting, then you're in the arts. So you you probably are good right out of the gate. That's right. Pay yourself what you're worth. But the key is pay yourself. Okay. You have got to figure out an hourly rate. And then you have to figure out, well, how many hours does it take me to do something, whether it be baking the cake, frosting the cake, or whatever. You have to figure out, no, because I had a lot of education and it didn't matter. I would not figure that in that's the cost of doing business. Okay. So you can write off your education. Like I'm writing off any Craftsy classes I've ever taken. I write off, my membership in, Sugar Geek and Avalon, which I want to talk about that too, are write-offs. Your, hands-on, like when I go to the cake shows, the whole cake show is a write-off. So they're all write-offs. So you don't want to work that into your pricing because anybody can, someone could take, there's people would do, right. And there's, you could take 10 classes and still suck if you just don't have the skill level, which is what I think my problem was until this last year. I figured out it's not about, hey guys, hey Sydney. It's not that what I did was I figured out not the techniques necessarily. I figured out what type of cake artist I am. And now I'm creating cakes within my type of decorating, if that makes sense. Because I've been doing this for 13 years and I'm going towards a different clientele now and different type of business, I can take my type of art and now I think my stuff is pretty good now. And also because of all I've learned since Periscope since August. So that's why I'm raising my prices. Because I've proven over and over and over again in the last 9 months that my skill level has jumped up. So that's how you have to look at yourself. Don't give yourself, you might want to start low, like $10 an hour, and then give yourself a raise every year. But again, it's going to affect your bottom line because if you know how to price, that's factored into your pricing. So by giving yourself a raise, you have got to raise your prices. Now, paying yourself a salary is important. I'm not saying get a paycheck out, but what Jay pointed out to me is when you have your salary in there, your salary is pure profit. Okay. It's just your time is profit. Does that make sense? Okay. So when you figure out all the other stuff that goes into your pricing, you don't want to figure everything out. You can figure everything out and then put an automatic 5% or 10% markup on, cost of goods and overhead and all of that stuff. And that could be a profit margin, on top of your salary. But just keep in mind that your salary is profit also. And so when you don't add that kind of thing into your pricing, you're not making a profit. And you can't afford to if you know your true costs, believe me, you cannot jack up the price 25% for profit. It would bump it into the stratosphere for everything that's included in your pricing. So you can bump it up a bit. If you'd like 5, 10%, 8%, something like that. You got to play with your numbers and you got to play with your numbers on every single item. Okay. But for those of you that do cookies and cake pops, this is really important for you guys, is to pay yourself an hourly wage, because if you timed yourself per cake pop or per dozen, however you want to do it, those of you that do the really, and cookies too, those that do the really intricate ones, you'd be amazed how much time it really takes. And I'm not talking just about the decorating. I'm talking about mixing the dough, cutting, baking, dipping, all the different stages you have to do, the drying time, all of that. If you add all that up, you'd be amazed at how much you have to charge. Okay. So, really important. Only you can say who your skill level is. I think you can do a lot, and be truthful. Cookies take a ton of time. Hey, welcome. So be honest. Okay. Don't look at your stuff and think and that's the problem. That's great. And they do, how do you think brick and mortars do it? They pay you by the hour. That's all included in their pricing. You just got to think about it. So when I'm doing these kind of cakes, which are, multimedia and watercolored and everything else, the time involved in coming up with a design, B, executing. It's yes, I'm taking my time on this because I can, because they're for my portfolio. But by practicing this way, I also have an idea, like next time it's going to go that much faster. I have an idea how many hours it's going to take. So when someone asks, because my wedding cakes start at $5 a serving, these cakes will not be $5 a serving. No, you do not add your equipment into your pricing. Nope. Cost of doing business, your equipment, your gross, your supplies, meaning your, I'm not talking about, you should be adding your boxes and, your boxes, cake boards, all that should be figured out into your pricing. But all of it's a write-off. Everything's a write-off. If you go to my catch.me channel, I did a whole thing on tax write-offs and I'm dealing with that right now. Of course, it's tax time, right? Do yourselves a favor, go look at that video and figure out your overhead and your tax write-offs, and you will be amazed. And please pay your taxes. I paid my taxes before I was even legal. Really, really important. And what it ends up doing for me, last year was the first year I made a profit, but when you just do a Schedule C, when you're just a sole proprietor, you do a Schedule C that's part of your family's tax return, your loss goes against what the either your salary or your spouse's salary or whatever. It's a loss and it's a deduction is how that works. Does that make sense? And I explain all that in the catch.me scope. So be honest with yourself is all I can say. I've had people send me pictures of their work and say, well, how much do you think I should charge? Like, what do you think my skill level is? And it's like, don't ask me those questions because I don't know how long it took you to actually execute it. Like someone could take, hours to execute a flawless cake. That means your skill level still, it's not up there. You know what I mean? Because it's taking you absolute hours to create something incredible, your skill level is high if you can do that cake in half the time it took you if you're just a few years in. Does that make sense? I'm trying to explain this in a way that can make sense. I think Jay pays himself either 20 or 25 an hour. Again, because a lot of what's in his pricing is pure profit anyway. So it's just kind of an add-on bonus. But I know there's a lot of you out there that don't really know how to price completely. So this is another way to get some more money and up your prices and figure it out. So you make a profit. And ever since I started doing that, that's why I say I have money in the bank. Cost of doing business must be spread out over all the orders you do in a year. Yes, absolutely. Yep. If you okay, the Real Housewifey, I'm going to kill you and everybody in here is going to kill you. If you're afraid of overcharging and you have a skill level that deserves to be paid whatever your price works out to be, then A, don't do this as a business if no one's going to pay, or B, do it for free. The skill adds up even if it takes just a little time. The customer couldn't, well, that's right too. Hi, Ty. So Housewifey, well, people around me charge so cheap. They'll ruin it. They ruin it for me. Absolutely. And I think all of us can attest. And the undercharging and undercutting is what's ruining all of our lives. And I think most people in here can attest to that. And it's just a matter of those aren't your clients. Okay. Yes, I slowed down, but when I just figured out my year-end stuff, when I was cheaper, I did $1,000 more this year, but in my mind, I was so much slower. Like I had empty slots and I was dead in the water and I was like, oh my gosh. So, but when I did my taxes and then I looked at last year, I made $1,000 more this year for, I think almost how much less? Okay, so last year I had 96 orders. I think it was something like that. This year I had 64 orders, or 2015 I had 64 orders. So I did less work and I made more money. That's right. That is the goal. If you're putting out quality work, charge correctly. Yes, you aren't doing yourself a favor. What the heck are you doing this for if you're giving stuff away and you're paying someone? You're paying someone to come take that cake. If you sat back and figured out everything that it takes to make whatever you make, okay, and you're not sure, you're doing ingredients times 3. That's what a lot of people do. That's what I did. Just ingredients times 3, thought that was all good. No. When I did, and a lot of you have heard this story before, but when I started with Jay and he taught me how to charge, I did a comparison. Like, I had a cake coming out that was at the old price, and I did a test. I put the new pricing structure to it. I paid that person $50 to come take that cake. Okay. So not only did I not make any money, it cost me money. A lot of that money was time, which, I know a lot of people have the attitude of, well, it's just my time. Just your time. So basically what you're telling me is you're worthless. Your time is worthless. Your working late into the night is worthless. Your time that you're not spending with your family or doing other things are worthless. You're perfect, a good product client. Yes, exactly. We can't make more time. That's time out of your life that is worthless. Period. Bottom line, if you don't value yourself and your time, then I don't understand why you're in this business. Because believe me, you're not making any money. I never had money in the bank. I scrambled every month to make my car payment until I learned how to price. I've consistently had money in the bank ever since I learned how to price. And obviously I made $1,000 more. I had less orders, but I made $1,000 more. How can you argue with that? It boils down to self-worth. Yep. And if you don't value yourself and your time, then don't do this. Go work for somebody else. Thanks, Bree. I know you can appreciate that. That's right. You'd rather work for people. Why would you, when I up my prices, actually when I up my prices, I lost a lot of customers. I won't lie. I lost all the customers that used to order $30 birthday cakes. Did I want those customers anymore? Sorry, I gotta flip this up. I didn't want those customers anymore. What big announcement did I miss? Happy for what? It's been so much more fun to do orders that are fun and make me want to do well. Yes! Ever since I started charging the right price, I cover my boards. I make everything. And you could tell, if you look at my website, you can tell which cakes are within the last year and which cakes were before. It's obvious. It's obvious by my photography. It's obvious by the types of cake I was putting out. It's just obvious. And I feel good because I'm making money. Okay? So that's the bottom line. It's bellasdesserts.com. Yes, it's so much more fun if you're not getting paid, why are you doing this? Some people say it's supplemental income. You ain't supplementing jack because you're not charging enough and you're not really making any money. I never give an estimate. No, I always give my clients the final price. Yep. There's no reason to give it. The only time I'll give an estimate if someone is just on a fact-finding mission and I don't want to spend any time, which is why if you also look at my website and you look at my whole menu structure, it's completely different than it was last year. Everything was a line item last year. Like for my wedding cakes, it started at $2.75 a serving, but if you wanted this flavor, add 25 cents. If you wanted that flavor, add 50 cents, blah, 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 blah. It was difficult for me and took me a lot of time. Don't panic. Those are the people, and most of the people, $16 dozen, there's people paying, charging $1 a piece. And I get that a lot of people do that because they're starting out and they want to get their product out there. Don't even charge. Get your product out there different ways. Get your product out there by bringing a 6-pack of cupcakes to every single local business that can possibly send business your way. You hand out your business cards. it's not even worth the dollar. The dollar is like, what? That's not even going to pay. That might pay your ingredients, but it's not going to pay your electric bill, and it's not going to pay anything else. Do yourself a favor. If you're serious about this business, and first of all, forget about everybody else. Forget about all those yard salers. Those are the cake box people, not even worth the fear. The cake box people. Oh, right. Don't worry about them. It's a mindset. It took me about 3 months to get over it. But my mindset was, exactly what yours is. It's like they're undercutting and I don't want to lose the business, but they are not your competition. And those are not your customers. Okay. You got to get in this mindset. If you don't get in the mindset of you are worth something and your work, I realize I don't want that's right. I don't want those people. And that is why one of the first questions I ask when someone contacts me is, after they send me 10 million pictures or whatever, I always chat on the phone. This is why I don't do text. This is why I do not do Facebook messaging. Because